as motherfucking promised, it's a story time for y'all niggas, man. This story is gonna be about my first worst heartbreak. I've had my heart broken a lot of times, but you know, this one significantly took the cake, bro. It was crazy. I was 17 when I met her. I was 17. I was working at Taco Bell. I was still in high school. She was 20, and she gave me vibes right off the bat, like she was already flirting with me, like on her first day type shit, right? I wasn't really feeling her because she was, you know, she was cute, but she didn't have her hair done, and that's like a really big thing for me. Like, you don't have to have it, like, you know, pressed and braided up and, you know, all that shit, but at least have it looking cool, because I come out the house looking decent. I don't ever look fucked up. My fits are nice. I keep myself groomed, you know, so I expect you to do the same. Anyway, I wasn't really feeling her. She was a little chubby, but the more I got to know her, the closer we became, because we had a lot of common interests. We like the same artists. We've been through the same shit. You know, we both had a sexual history. We both, you know, we was doing our thing. We clicked together, and I ignored all the passes she made because she was married. She was married, and I used to work with her husband. You know, he used to get transferred from another facility or location and would come over and would work at ours. And, you know, we talked occasionally, and I felt bad because, you know, he was a nice guy. From what I saw, he was a decent dude. And I'm like, damn, I'm really doing this nigga like that? So I ignored everything. She offered to give me rides home. She would, you know, check me out up and down, and I would ignore her. Like, I was good, you know, and she had a fucking kid. So this bitch already had a whole family, and she was trying to get some outside dick. I wasn't with that at the time, man. I was fairly innocent. I had my body count, but I wasn't on shit like that. So one day, she goes out and she gets alcohol on her break. She comes back, pours it up, and they're sipping on it. I'm like, oh shit, let me get some. You know, like, it was like a little mixed drink. We used to buy the alcohol. We used to sneak it in through her purse, and we would sip on it, you know. And this is the first time that we tried that, and she drank it, and she was pretty much drunk. Not drunk enough to get fired, and not drunk enough to be noticed, but if you talked to the bitch or stared at her for a while, yeah, she was pretty tore up, right? So was everybody at that job. I mean, the managers knew we smoked. They knew that we did. I mean, one of my coworkers used to do dabs in the bathroom while we were at work. Wow, we had fucking customers in the lobby. We would blast our music. It was a great teenage job. I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyway, we were out on a smoke break. I used to smoke back then, and we were out on a smoke break, and we were just talking a little bit, and then all of a sudden she looks me dead in my eyes and goes, you know, when I get like this, I want to do two things. I want to dance, or I want to fuck. I'm like, I didn't even say anything to that. I had to go home. It was like, let's say this is a Friday, because it was a few days before I saw her again. It was a Friday. I went home and I really had to think about that shit. I was like, damn, like, this bitch is, I mean, if I didn't see any other sign, I clearly saw that one. This bitch is trying to fuck me. So that Monday, I followed up with her, and we started flirting back and forth, you know? And I don't know how it escalated this far, but she was bent over one time, and I just came up and slapped her hard on the ass, and I stared her down. She acted so surprised, like, but she was blushing. She blushed so hard, she had to walk off. Like, she didn't want to give me that satisfaction, but she did, right? So, you know, and then I got her Snapchat later that day, and we ended up hanging out. Now, this hangout was reckless, it was stupid, and I didn't get shit. We both left from work. She picked up some alcohol. We went to her old apartment complex. We sat in the parking lot, listened to music, and bullshitted for about an hour. Every time I made a move, she pushed me away. Every time. And I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, what did you bring me out here for if you're not trying to fuck me? She looked at me, and this really made me mad. She looked at me and said, you're so innocent. You just don't get it. And she was drunk speaking to me, so she meant that. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean I'm innocent? I'm like, take me home, man. Not knowing the bitch was just playing hard to get. She wanted me bad, but I didn't know that at the time. I thought, you know, like, what the fuck is you doing? Did you bring me out here to tease me? So I wasn't trying to fuck with her no more because she's swerving while she's bringing me home. It was reckless. I didn't even get nothing out of the ordeal. I was like, man, I'm super good. I work with her though, and she was wearing tight ass clothes, man. She's wearing like either no panties someday, or she's wearing a tight ass bright thong under some leggings. It's like, it was hard for me to control myself. I'm not even gonna fake to you. Knowing that it was there, and she was desperately trying to hang out with me. She really wanted to fuck with me, so I was like, all right, fuck it, we'll try it again, but you better not be on the same bullshit. So we ended up hanging out again. We didn't get drunk this time, but we went to a parking lot. I straight up just made my move. You know, like I got straight into it. Fuck all the bullshit. I got straight into it. She was doing the same shit again. I was playing with her pussy. She wouldn't let me go in. She, you know, we was kissing and we could do that. I was kissing on her, but she would not give me shit. I'm like, you know what, bitch? I don't have time for this. Take me home. I'm done fucking with you. That got her attention. I had my seatbelt on and everything. Now she started rubbing my dick. Like, okay, now we getting somewhere. So I whipped the shit out, and she acting all surprised, like, yeah, bitch, you knew what this was. Quit playing with me. Fuck are these niggas doing? You know what this shit was, man. Come on. So now she's giving me top. That's as far as it went. And I was like, I ain't go through all this shit to get top. We gon' fuck. And she's like, I can't, my husband. I can't. So my dick in your mouth, that was okay, but me getting inside, that's a no-no, right? It made me mad as hell. I'm like, why are you playing with me, right? So eventually I end up smashing. And we both mutually agreed this would be a one-time thing. That was a fucking lie. We kept it going. We kept it going until one of us caught feelings. Now, this bitch was very sneaky, and I didn't see this because I was hypnotized. I mean, you gotta keep in mind, man, I'm a 17-year-old kid. I had like a few bodies under my belt before this, and I'm being jumped into this type of experience. I mean, I'm taking showers with the bitch. I'm renting hotels with her. I'm taking baths with hoes. I ain't never took a bath with a bitch. She loves all my same music. We have a great sense of humor. We were best friends before we even started fucking. You know, and it was hard. It was hard. You know, we fell for each other. But she was reckless. She would call me while she's sitting right next to her husband. And she would say, oh, I'm talking to Sarah. And, you know, I'm talking about eating her pussy out and all of this shit. And she's blushing and laughing and, you know, saying, oh, it's just girl talk, you know. Right. She would eat with this nigga's family, get piped down by him, come on FaceTime with me, get butt-ass naked, play with the pussy on camera, come, and lay there. And we would talk till like 5, 6 in the morning. We would be up all night, like, I love talking to her. Like, she could do no wrong in my eyes. That's facts. That's what I thought. You know, like, this bitch could do no wrong. Like, she was perfect. So things started to get more complicated because she wanted more and I didn't. I had hoes and she had a husband, you know, and it was fine the way it was. She wanted more, as all women do. She wanted more. And she went from, you know, sucking him off and kissing him to not even giving him any pussy, as far as I knew at that time. And it seemed like it, because we was hanging out. We went from hanging out like once a week to like every single day. Every single day we was hanging out. We was smashing. We were going to do things, you know. We would get drunk, get high, do whatever. catch movies, blah, blah, blah. Like, that was my bitch. That was my bitch. Spend the night in the hotels. I had never spent the night with a woman in my life at that point. I was, sharing hotels with shorty. We was going on sexcapades. We was making movies, She was doing everything that a young nigga wanted. And she wanted more. And eventually, we fell. We fell in love. But we fell in love right before she went to the military. She told me a week before she was going to. I knew she was leaving, but I didn't know how soon. She told me the week before that she was gone. So we spent that entire week together. I had so many times where I should have broken up with the bitch, and I stayed with her, man. I stayed with her. I stayed with her. There was one time where we were gonna go to the science center and go to the zoo, and we had this whole day planned. Her nigga stayed in the city. We both lived. She lived right around the corner from me, actually. She lived right around the corner because eventually she moved out of his house because they were supposed to get a divorce. She moved out of his house, and she went and she stayed with her friend. And I would go over there, and she would come over to my house sometimes, and we would just kick it. But we had to drive all the way down there, and he was on the phone talking all this shit like, I'm trying to get some pussy, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. I'm riding in the car listening. I'm not paying it on mine. I don't really give a fuck. I'm like, I know you're not finna fuck this nigga while I'm in the car. You ain't that bold. So we pull up, and this nigga's already outside waiting on her ass like a little boy. He sees me, we lock eyes, and he automatically is not feeling it, but he act like I'm not there. So he brings her in. This man comes out. He comes and opens the car door. He don't say, what's up, nothing. He opens the fucking car door, and he's like, so, my nephew tells me that you fucking his wife. Is that true? I said, yeah, something like that. Oh, okay, something like that. Well, you a bold ass nigga coming down here in my hood, in our hood, sitting in front of our house. Who the fuck do you think you are? I'm like, bro, I don't even want no problems. Oh, so you think that you a tough nigga? Okay, I'll be right back. If you from the hood, you know what I'll be right back means. That means I'm finna get a fucking gun. That's what that shit means. So he gets in the car. She comes out with the baby. The baby was 2. She comes out with the baby in the fucking car seat. He comes out. He gets in the back seat while we're all in here. I'm already heated because this nigga's supposed to be coming back with the heater. I ain't got shit. I ain't got no way to get home. I'm an hour away from home, right? So he comes back in the car. She drops him off somewhere. He got in the car and said, what's good with you, bro? Got in the car and left. Left us with the baby. Fucked up our whole night. She ain't do shit about it. I wanted to whoop his fucking ass for doing that pussy shit because his uncle wasn't outside. He went and told his uncle they're going to handle that shit. So I'm heated at this point, bro. Like I'm ready to leave this bitch. But she takes me home and she breaks down crying. Like, bro, I'm pissed. Like, I'm punching her car. I'm screaming. The baby is damn near crying. Like, I'm being loud. I'm so upset. I'm like, wow. She did that and, she manipulated me. I'm so sorry. Crying, and I love you so much. I don't want this to end. And I fell for it. I fell for the fucking games that she was playing. I fell for it. I got back with the bitch, right? That's one incident. One incident. Then she left for the military. And we ain't, we wrote letters back and forth, and we called, once every 2 weeks, but we were broken up. We decided it was for the best, and that shit was hard as fuck to let go. But right when I was healing, right when I was done with the relationship, she comes back. She's back in town. I drop everything. I literally said, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I step out and I talk on the phone for 15, 20 minutes. You know, that's how much I was ready for this bitch. And she comes back. She doesn't go back to her friend's house. She doesn't try and, you know, find another job and, you know, pay rent on her own. She goes back and stays with that nigga. Oh, yeah, and she got kicked out for asthma. They didn't know that she had asthma, so they kicked her ass out. And, but hold up, I skipped over one very important part. While she was there, she found out that she had chlamydia. She got tested and said, I have chlamydia, you need to get tested too. So I found out I got burned. And I honestly, I don't know who, because I had sex with a lot of girls raw before that. I had never worn a condom on a bitch, except for like one time. Every other bitch was dead ass raw, so I have no idea where I got that shit from. And she obviously was not shit, so she could have gave it to me. I could have had it for a while. I don't know, but she told me that, and I still was willing to be with her. I still wanted her to get that divorce. She filed the papers, all of that. I just wanted to be with her. I didn't give a fuck. I was ready to work through it. We just didn't talk about it. Every time we did, we both got into a fight. We both blamed each other. So I let it go. And she got back, and like I said, she moved back in with that nigga. Moved back in with him. They're staying together. I had a problem with it, but she ain't go nowhere. She would call me, and he's in the car, and, you know, she's talking about my business and in front of him, and calling me while they unloading things and moving, and, you know, all this shit, like, very disrespectful. And I was a bitch back then. I ain't knew nothing about it. And we celebrated both our birthdays together. And this is the icing on the cake. Prom night. I spent over $1,000. I spent my entire paycheck and then some on a tux, on movie tickets. We were gonna see Endgame. I was planning on buying a limo. I had to buy her a little something. I spent hella bread on prom. I wanted it to be so memorable. I bought all the drugs I needed. I had weed. I was scrapped. We had alcohol. We was ready. You know what I'm saying? We was ready. And she told me that this nigga had been sleeping in her car. He couldn't come in the house, but he was sleeping in the car. And she couldn't do anything about it, apparently. So she asked me if I would do something, if I would handle it. So I said, okay, I'll handle it. So I text this nigga, yo, what the fuck you doing? You know, sleeping in my girl's car. He said, nigga, it's my car too. I said, nigga, I will fuck you up if I catch you doing that shit again. I will stick in. I'm threatening this nigga, talking all this tough shit. I will stick your arm in the fucking car door and break that bitch. Cause he used to beat her ass. That's why they ain't work out. He was beating her ass. She told me that he cracked her head open a few times. He beat her. He used to beat her, their daughter. He raped her. He did all this shit. So I already did not like this nigga. Not only because of her, but because he's a piece of shit. I already was not fucking with this nigga. Now he's, you know, talking all this tough shit to me. He's playing games. I almost got shot over this bitch. I'm whooping his ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm whooping his ass. And mid-argument, he goes, you want to see the video that we made? I said, yeah, show me that shit, bitch. Pulled it up. This nigga's long stroking her. She's moaning and everything. All on camera. I had to sit here and watch that bitch get fucking drilled. That hurt so bad. I am gonna cap to you, bro. That was so fucking painful. That was almost the worst part of the relationship. I sat there and I watched the love of my life get drilled by another nigga. Of course, we made one too, so I sent one back, and he wasn't happy. You know, the bitch swallowed my seed. You know, I was eating her pussy in the video. You know what I'm saying? I basically marked my territory. But she was calling me and asked me, hey, do you need anything, blah, 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 da, da, da. I was like, yeah, come by my house. She said, I gotta go to work. I said, no, come by my fucking house. Fuck that job. And I said, what the fuck is this? And I showed her the video. And this bitch started laughing. She said, oh, that's an old video. You know, like, how I knew she was lying. She had on the military jacket she had when we first started dating. I had never seen that shit before then. So I'm assuming right when she got back, that's what happened, because she missed him, she missed the baby, she missed me too. She had like a fucking love triangle going on. I know that she loved me, but she loved that nigga too. And they were never going to stop. Even if they got a divorce, they still gonna hook up. They still have history. That's something that I was not understanding. So I didn't want to believe that. I took her word and I continued on about my day. And I told him after I saw that, I said, nigga, when I see you, I'm beating your ass. On sight. On God. I'm beating your ass. What the fuck do you know? She picks me up. She's taking me to prom. Oh, mind you, I didn't have a car or anything. I didn't have a permit. I didn't have a license. So this bitch was always driving me around. This is before I was on my shit. So, you know, she's taking me here and there. She picks me up and my homeboy. We're all going to prom. She picks me up. I see this nigga in my city walking on my street, walking towards her house. I said automatically, pull the fuck over. Pull over. No. Pull over. No. Pull over. No. I said, bitch, pull the fuck over right now. She pulled over. I hopped out on this nigga. Like, what's up? I'm pushing him. He not doing shit. No, sorry. We don't got to do this, bro. No, it's not even like that. He's bitching up real quick, right? I'm like, nah, fuck all that, man. What's good? What's good with all that shit you was talking? And I swung on his ass. Bah, 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 bah. Swinging on him. He ain't hit me once. He ain't do shit. He didn't do a damn thing. And eventually I was like, you know what? This is pathetic. That's what I said. I said, you're fucking pathetic. I'm not even gonna waste my time no more. And I walked off. We hopped back in the car as we're taking off. I was in my tux at this time, bro. I was in my fucking prom tux. I whooped his ass in broad daylight. So, not even a minute later, somehow he caught up to us at the light. And he was like, he looked at me dead in my eyes, said, y'all niggas have a good night. Oh, this was a mixed bitch too. My fault. Mixed bitch. Her husband was black. Said, y'all niggas have a good night. I was like, alright. You too, motherfucker. Not even a minute later. Woo! Cop pulls up. I see 4 zoom by, right? 1 gets in front of me. 1 gets behind me. 2 are on the other side of the road, flashing their lights. I get boxed in like GTA. I felt like I had 5 stars. Cop approached me with a hand on his gun and said, what the fuck is going on here? I gave him my statement. I told him. This nigga was so smart, he deleted everything bad that he said. He already planned this. He already knew what was good. He already planned it. He said all that shit to me, got rid of it, kept everything I said and made me look like the bad guy, snitched on me and got me locked up for the night. I spent the night in jail on fucking prom night. Right? This bitch was in the car talking about some dude, bawling her eyes out. If he presses charges, he knows I'll never fuck with him again. Presses charges. Could nobody bail me out. My parents had to get off work, come through, dig up some money and bail me out of jail. I don't even know what time I got released, but I know I didn't go to bed till at least 8 o'clock in the morning. I was up getting bitched out by my parents. I'm 18 at this point, so I went to jail. I break up with her for a week. I was done. It hurt so much, and what hurt me wasn't the jail. I'm gonna be straight up with you. What hurt me wasn't the jail. That wasn't shit to me. I could do it again. Do I want to? Hell nah. But what really fucked me up was the fact that she did me like that. I was even in this predicament where I'm fighting another man for some pussy. That's what really fucked me up. Was I was so in love that I couldn't see the deception around me. I broke up with her for a week. I didn't respond to anything. She was blowing my shit up. Blowing me up. Like, she sent me at least 20 to, I'll say 20 plus messages. Called me. I'm not answering shit. I'm pissed. I'm hurt. My parents made me quit that job because I didn't have a car. They said they're not taking me there no more. So I had to quit. I had to quit that job. I didn't show up to work the next day. I didn't do anything. I still had to go to school like nothing happens. And I gave it a week because she was begging to see me. And I was like, you know what? Fine. What the fuck do you want to talk about? So I agreed to talk to her. And well, yeah. Okay, it's been a while. I agreed to talk to her. I get whatever shit I had left over, and as soon as I get in the car, I had been planning this shit. I knew exactly what I was gonna say. I looked her in her eyes after she said her bullshit and apologized. And, I said, when you get back with that nigga, I hope he beats your ass again, and I hope you feel everything. Every last punch, every black eye. I hope you drip blood. And when he rapes you again, when he touches you, I hope you feel that shit too. You deserve everything that you're fucking getting. I was so goddamn hurt, bro. I was hurt. She was tearing up. She damn near cried, but she pulled off before she gave me that. And she was still hitting my line though. And I met up with her again because she said she really had to talk. And I was like, okay, all right, we'll meet up. So we meet up, and I don't know what was going on in her head. This is the female mind though. She started to play tough like she didn't miss me. She's trying to play tough. Like, I don't need you, blah, 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 da, da. I straight up told her, I said, how the fuck are you playing this card right now? You were the one that's in the wrong. You did this. You did that. Then it all came out. She was bawling, like sobbing. Like, you would have thought that I, like, kidnapped her baby or something. Like, she was fucking, like, gone. Like, I'm so sorry. I love you so much. I didn't mean for this to happen, any of it. I'm so sorry. I love you. I just want to be with you. I know I don't deserve you. I want this so bad. Could you please forgive me? And I wasn't even trying to hear it, bro, but there was something about her eyes. Her eyes just got me. Like, it didn't matter what. I could not, like, when I stared in her eyes, I'm gonna have to drop part 2 of this. When I stared in her eyes, I was just, bro, I caved every time. And we ended up having sex that same day. And we started things off slower this time because I was not trying to, like, have her just come back on the same bullshit. So we started slower, and things were good for like a week. After that, she started shit testing me. I didn't see it. Bitching me the fuck up. Begging me for money. Begging me for this. Begging me for that. When I don't give it to her, she gets an attitude. Saying my sex game ain't shit no more. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. It turned from please forgive me to her being a complete cunt to me. And I just sat there and I took it because I was in love. I'll drop it in the second half.